All right. For this collection, the deal terms were 1.1K. In exchange, I'm getting a market value of around 1.9K, around a 56% margin, which is pretty crazy for this deal. This collector was a really nice guy. We had a bit of a misunderstanding. So in exchange for the fact that this is more favorable to me, I've put aside the Giratina V from Lost Origins, and I'm giving him a good deal on that. And I'm holding it for him for 2 weeks till he gets some cash. So it's really cool to meet collectors while doing this. That's been a really fun part of the process. But this is a super cool deal, so I'm excited to show it today. So here's a stack. It's not a very large collection, but there are some really massive cards in it. So I'm going to just go through everything one by one because there's not a whole lot to go through. So starting with the singles that are under $100, you've got the Zapdos in Japanese. There's a good mix of Japanese and English in here. This is among some of the cheaper cards in the collection. This also is among the low end. These two are going to be dollar binder cards, but outside of that, everything else pretty much gets listed. These cards, actually all of this stuff is already listed and has been looked at for grading. So these cards in the team bags are around and over $100. This one actually sold already for $135, and this one has a few people interested in it. And this one, obviously a pretty crazy card, looks really good. It's like just over 55-45 with this left side margin. I looked at it under my new microscope, and it's just a little bit too much of a chance for a 10 for me to want to take that chance and to tie up that much cash, because we put this at $550 market for the deal. So I just put it up on eBay at a pretty large ask price. I just see what happens, because I've done that before and it's sold immediately. So I actually have someone asking me to send them pictures right after. This one, I think, gets a 10. So this is going to go in the bulk submission pile. And then here are the slabs, some really cool slabs in here. The Mewtwo V-Star in a 10, and then in English, and then in Japanese, we've got the Giratina V-Star, or V-Star Universe. And then just a little bulk card to go in the slab case for the shows. So that's everything. It's a really good margin for such a small collection. Like, don't really see that often, but it's accomplishing what I want to do, which right now the goal with this collection was to get some raw high-end kind of eye candy for the shows, because I have 3 shows scheduled, or 2 shows right now, but looking to get a 3rd scheduled for November. I forgot to note something that I usually do, which is I asked myself if I had the opportunity to do this deal again, would I? And 100%, I would do this all day, every day. Since the video is so short this week, I thought this would be a good time to do some housekeeping items, show off some stuff. So I just got these guys back. The Charizard is still on its way, but I'm excited to have those two. Those were my first purchases with the funds from, when I initially hit profitability. And then here I've got a new toy. It's a microscope. You can see just how far in there you can get with this thing. It just makes it really easy when looking at cards like that Mewtwo that I just got in this collection, just so that I can know if I want to grade something or not. And then this over here is kind of just like my ship station. So I've got the cards that go in the USPS ground orders, the cards that I use for the plain white envelope orders, the envelopes, and then I keep like a couple of these bubble mailers that I use for the slabs and the singles, just so everything's readily available. And then in here, this is pretty informal, but you got just some of the essentials like the tape. This one has been a game changer, electric box cutter. It's just been awesome because it makes it a lot easier to just keep nice clean cut squares that I can use for orders on hand so they don't look as sloppy. And then here you've just got team bags, top loaders. I use top loaders that I'll use to package up orders. And these are some longer sleeves you can use for slabs. And then the card saver ones in there. Up here, I used to use this stuff much more often. I have recently, since my inventory has gotten a bit higher end, not really used this. So I think I'll need to go through a lot of the bulk that I have in here. And once I have enough of it, just list it separately on Marketplace and get rid of it. Because the business model has kind of changed enough that whereas before a lot of my profits, my bread and butter kind of revenue was coming from bulk lots, now that's really not the case. The other thing I've got is just this big box of bubble mailers. So these are my new ones. This is what I'll use for slabs and singles going forward. They're great. I had some that were a little smaller before that like perfectly fit a slab. But the thing I didn't like about that is it made getting the label on there a little awkward. So these are, I think the dimension's like 5x7. So it's really easy to fit the label on there and they're not too big. And then these are the bigger ones that I'll use for some of the bulk lots. And this one I have a couple of, and I'm almost out, and I probably won't order more. I only would really ever use these when I got orders for like 8 lots at a time, which I've only had happen like 3 times. Now these guys, I'm going to make a video on just these. These are my new display cases. They're from Southern Star Display. And this is kind of what the new table setup's going to look like. But I did just want to give a sneak peek. They're really cool. I'm really excited. So that's everything. I'm really excited for the Charizard to come in. And I've got 2 shows on the books, trying to get the 3rd one on the books for November, and another probably around $2,000 collection buy, hopefully coming up in the next week, that I'm really excited about. So thank you guys for watching. Appreciate it. And let me know if there's anything else you want to see or feedback that you could leave me. It seems like the collection videos are doing the best, and the ones where I get into the nitty gritty about profits and stuff like that don't seem to do that well, which is fine. But even if one person was like, oh, I love that video, I'd make more of them. So if there's anything you want to see, just let me know.